Good morning students, right? Class 9th, we are discussing the chapter coordinate geometry. Can you tell me who is the father of coordinate geometry? Yes, right, Rene Descartes. Okay, the important invention or important thing what Mr. Rene Descartes has given to us. Yes, very good, very good. It's ordered pair, very good. So, in the previous class we observed how to identify an ordered pair, how to mark an ordered pair, how to write an ordered pair. In an ordered pair we have seen the first value is taken as the column. The columns are to be taken as the first values, whereas the rows are to be taken as the second values. Isn't it, Nana? In the previous class we found this one, we observed this one, we learned this one. Now we are going to see in coordinate geometry what is meant by Cartesian plane. Observe carefully, this is most important. Cartesian plane. Cartesian plane. Okay, right. A plane which is divided into rows and columns in which a pair of perpendicular lines drawn dividing this plane of rows and columns into four equal parts is called as a Cartesian plane. Okay, I have drawn a plane where we have the rows and the columns. Okay, where we have the rows and the columns. See here, a pair of perpendicular lines drawn in a plane dividing it into four disjoint sets. Okay, then such a plane is called Cartesian plane. Okay, this is also called as or coordinate plane. These are the two names of this plane. See, in this plane you will have some rows and the columns which is to be observed as a meshed part. In this plane, this is not a Cartesian plane. This becomes a Cartesian plane when you draw a pair of perpendicular lines. Observe carefully, we have a line here, isn't it? Are you able to observe this one? This is a line and I am drawing a one more line here. Let this line be and another line. You can see these are the two perpendicular lines drawn in a meshed plane. Such a type of plane is called as Cartesian plane, or it is also called as coordinate plane. Okay, Cartesian plane or coordinate plane. And what are these two perpendicular lines called? Do you know it? Yes, right, ma. These pair of perpendicular lines are called axes. These pair of perpendicular lines are called as axes. They are individually called, each one individually called as x-axis and y-axis. Here the horizontal line drawn parallel to earth is called x-axis, and the line representing this x-axis is x, O and x dash. The name of the line is x, O, x dash. Okay, and the vertical line perpendicular to x-axis and the vertical line perpendicular to x-axis is called, what do you call this one? Right, very good. That is y-axis represented by the line y, O, y dash. This is the line, Nana. This is the line y, o, y dash. Is clear? Right. Now we discussed about the Cartesian plane. After that one we came to know what is meant by the x-axis and what is meant by the y-axis. Now let us keep the values there. On the x-axis, from 0 to the right side you will have all positive numbers, plus 1, plus 2, plus 3, plus 4, okay. And the negative side, on the left side of the 0, you will have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. To the upside of the y-axis, to the top of the y-axis from 0, you will have positive 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. To the downside of the x-axis, that is to the below of y, so you will have minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and so on. These are the real number system. That means not only 1, 2, 3 and so on. You can have roots, you can have fractions or any values. You can place any values on this axis. Is understood everybody? Right. This is what called as axis. Now we want to know an important system here, that is called as quadrants. So what are called as quadrants? Now you can observe here. Do you observe any 4 parts here? Yes, very good. These are the 4 parts you observe. This is part 1, 2, 3 and 4. This first part is called as quadrant 1. The second part is called as quadrant 2. Whereas this third part is called as quadrant 3. And this fourth part is called as quadrant 4. Quadrant means the disjoint sets formed by the axis in a Cartesian plane is called as quadrants. Okay, the 4 disjoint sets formed by axis is called as axis in a Cartesian plane or called as quadrants. Okay, they are represented by Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Here I used the word disjoint sets. What does it mean actually? Disjoint. Dis is that one which shows you are not there, it is not. Okay, dis represents always not. Disqualified, you are not qualified. Disobey, you are not obeying. Disagree, I didn't agree. Dis is the word which shows not. Similarly, disjoint, that means there is no any joint between these parts. Hence we have a condition here, Q1 intersection Q2 is equal to Q2 intersection Q3 is equal to Q3 intersection Q4 is equal to Q4 intersection Q1 is equal to 5. So what is meant by this symbol intersection? In the next year you will have a chapter sets where you can understand what is this intersection. Intersection means having common points. Having common points. If you have any common point, you will write that value. But this phi represents a null set. A null set where you don't have any common points. Okay ma? That means any point that you place here in Q1 is present only in Q1. That will never be in Q2. Similarly, a point in Q2 will never be in Q3. Point in Q3 will never be in Q4. You understand this one carefully? Very good, very good. Most important, this one, quadrants is most important. Right. Now let us see what are there, what type of points are there for us in the quadrants. If you observe, the first quadrant is framed by positive x and positive y. So you have the points here as plus x comma plus y. Okay, you observe here you have the negative x and positive y. Negative x means you will have minus x and plus y. Your points are minus x and plus y. When you come to the down into the Q3, you observe this is negative x and this is negative y. So your points are minus x minus y. Minus x and minus y. Now go to the last quadrant 4. where you have positive x and negative y. So you write here plus x comma minus y. Okay, these are your points and the quadrants are present there. Okay guys, right, there you have to do this where you have to find out or you have to give the points which are present in which quadrants. Suppose I give you a point 3 comma minus 1. Can you tell me in which quadrant this one lies? 3 minus 1. Yeah, x is positive and y is negative. Where do you see? X is positive and y is negative. Now this point lies in Q4. Okay. Now I give you minus 1, 7. Can you tell me where? In which quadrant do you lies? Minus 1 is a negative, plus 7 is a positive. You be in the quadrant 2, that is Q2. Okay. In this way, you have to do this in your textbook, that is page number 114. You have to do this. Okay. Do this as your homework. Right. Meet you in the next class.